when you look for the source, or rather the Farbrengens that formed the Sikh of Toldos Bays, it's quite fascinating. You look into Chav Menachemav and Mitzvah Shabbos Kodesh Le'eh, it's very little about what we actually see in the final version. Over there, it's a whole Chakir and the Rambam and a Siyum and Masefes Tainis. And over here, it becomes a small point that the Rebbe brings out about Yitzchak becomes the basis of the whole Sikha. But I did see over there in the Farbrengen certain oisius that didn't come out as clear in the edited Sikha that is quite fascinating. You know, we're talking about that in Ois Vav specifically, what was the Isser on Yitzchak to leave? The Rebbe connects it to Oila that cannot go chutz l'kloim, etc. And then the Rebbe goes into the idea of Gavra and Cheftza. But it doesn't explain it so extensively. In the Farbrengen, the Rebbe said a few points that I think just add a very geschmack thing. Basically, if Gavra and Cheftza is whether it's the chiyuv or the Isser is on the person or on the item. So the Rebbe says that it doesn't seem to be according to, it seems to be according to Rashi this way as well, that it was only in the Gavra, not the Cheftza. And that's why Yitzchak didn't have a shaykhus to Kedushas Eretz Yisroel, but rather because he's not allowed to go away from the Haramediya. And the Rebbe says beautifully, this connects us to what the Ramban says. It's a famous question that the Rebbe explores in the Sikha, and that is, how could Yaakov marry two sisters? The Rebbe has his incredible chiddush. Ramban's answer is that he was allowed to do it while he was in Chutz La'aretz, but in Eretz Yisroel, there he was Mekayim Kol HaTorah Kula. And therefore, Rachel passed away just before they come into Eretz Yisroel. Very interesting. Why? Because at that moment he's not able to. And Rachel was the second wife, so the Isser started with her. He was married to Leah, but then he takes on Rachel, which is the second wife, and Rachel passes away. And the Ramban says by the Avos as well, when they were in Eretz Yisrael, they were Mekayim Kol HaTorah Kula. However, when they were in Chutz La'aretz, it wasn't that way. But the Rebbe says you don't have to say that was an inyan of Cheftza in Eretz Yisrael, but rather that was the Gavra of the Avos. It wasn't about the item. It wasn't about the land. It was about the Avos who took upon themselves such a behavior that when they are in the land where they were born and the place where they built the Mizbeches, so by Avram, he wasn't born there, but by Yitzchak and Yaakov, they were born there. They'll be Mekayim Kol HaTorah Kula. Avram built Mizbeches over there more than anyone else. But it has nothing to do with Kedushas Haaretz. It's only simply because there they took upon themselves certain things as human beings. And Rebbe says, he references it in Chassidus, and that's a sikha from Yisrael, that the whole idea of Cheftza was only accomplished by Matan Torah. There was no such a thing as Cheftza. It's simple oisius. We talk about that before Matan Torah, the Tachton, the Elyenim couldn't go Tachton couldn't go to Elyenim. In other words, the Tachton could never become a Cheftza the Kedusha, could never become an item of Kedusha. So the whole idea of Cheftza didn't take place. So it couldn't be that there's a Cheftza of Eretz Yisrael, but rather the Gavra, which is quite fascinating. I just thought that those oisius are unique. And then the Rebbe connected it to various things about Tubav and other things that the Rebbe was talking about in the Sikha. But this idea of Gavra and Cheftza, I think, just brings an interesting geschmackheit to something that Rebbe brought on the Sikha.